What's good, y'all? Welcome back to our Washington Capitals franchise mode here on NHL 25, and we are here at the beginning of the 2030-2031 season, and these next two episodes could be very crucial for the future of this team, and if you followed along in the series, you know exactly why. But before we get into that, I do want to show you guys, as I said, I was going to do the lines off camera, and that I have done. Now, you're going to instantly see something very maybe strange to you, but I'll explain here in a second. So, first line, I'm going to start out with Eiserman, Ryan Leonard, and Sven Schudin. Second line, we're going to go with Belchet, Gavin McKenna, and Tuomo Nieminen. Third line, we got the Aginlas with Connor McMichael. And then fourth line, we have Caden Wallace, the rookie we just picked. What was it, fifth overall? Yep, fifth overall with Shane Pinto and Matthew Joseph. Now, actually, you know what? Let's go through the rest of the lines real quick. Defense is pretty much the same. We have Hughes, Matejchuk, Hudson, Bergfist. Daxton Roof is actually going to be in the lineup now as he's developed into a bottom pair defenseman, and he's going to be with Nikita Andronov. And then in goal, we still have Daig, and we did sign Carl Lindbaum. And in the AHL, we do have Vimelka and Lennox if we have some issues with the backup goaltender. Now, instantly, you can see 91 overall, TJ on the third line. So, that is completely contractual. And when I show you my idea first, you guys will understand. I guess I'll get into that more in a second. So power play, we're gonna have Leonard as the center just because he's got good face-offs, 87. I did get TJ Ginla some first-line power play time, so maybe that'll help him a little bit. He's got that 1T at the point there. We still got Shooting, Iceman, Hughes, the regular guys here. And then on the second power play, we got Nieminen, McKenna, Belchets, with Cole Hudson and Joe Ginla at the point. So yeah, it's pretty similar to everything that we've been doing. For like the 4-on-4 lines, like I did Hudson on the top pair, more open ice, more offense there. So this four stack right here is ridiculous. I mean, same thing, 3-on-3. Obviously, the top pair is Iceman, Shooting, and Hughes. But then for the second, I did Cole Hudson over like Matejchuk, for example. But Matejchuk is going to be getting first line penalty killing time with Bergfist. So that's where he makes that up. So yeah, that's what everything's looking like there. So last episode we did jump the gun, and I did just straight up offer an extension to Cole Eiserman immediately. I think it was 8 years, 11 million, no clause at all. So I felt like that was like I had to do that. Now, if we're gonna extend Cole Eiserman, I feel like we have to extend Sven Schudin, or at least try to. I mean, this is the duo. Now, he's asking for around 16. But if I go down to about, let's say, 14 and a half, he's still pretty up there with contract. Like, if I go down to 14, though, it kind of dips, and I don't want to piss him off even more. I mean, I might be able to squeeze that through, but I'm cool with the extra 500K for Shooting. I mean, I know we're really tight with money, and we'll get into that. I mean, he's taking up 13% of the cap, which is insane. But it's only 500K more that we're paying Quinn Hughes, who is our top defenseman. And this dude is a 96 overall franchise player at 23. So, yeah, I think this is definitely worth it. And because we've already extended Iceman, I'm just going to go ahead and send this out right now. So, now I'm going to wait a couple days to see what they say. But my idea is, so if we go to Ryan Leonard, 1 year, he doesn't want too much, 8 mil, and he doesn't want an extension. We might be able to get that down there a little bit. And since he only wants a 1 year, I can just give him a no movement clause, which will boost his thing right there a little bit. So, Leonard, can I go down to like 7? That might be a little bit asking for too much, but I could probably do like 7.25. He might say yes to that. So those two, 11 plus 14 and a half would be 25 and a half. So we'd be looking at like $18 million. So signing Leonard, we'd be looking at about 11. So we'd have about $11 million to sign these three, and well, Tej as well. Now, Tej Ginla, I just straight up don't think he has a spot on this team past this year. You could argue we could trade him, at the deadline. Excuse me, at the deadline. But I mean, I still want to go for a cup. So I want a team as good as possible. I think the better option is to at the end of the year qualify him, and then we can either trade him from there, maybe an offer sheet, something along those lines. But McKenna still has that franchise potential. Now, right now, I cannot extend him. He's asking for way too much than I can give him. I mean, 8 years, $20 million. Even the $9 million is just too much to pay him right now because he did have his breakout year in that second line he got going at the end of the year. But the most he's put up right now is 64 points. I can't justify $9 million for that. But I am keeping him in the top 6 just because of his development and because I could see us keeping him long term. TJ Ginla, I don't know if we're going to keep long term. That's why he's going to be playing on the third line this year. So, I mean, the good thing for him, at least he gets to play with his brother. So there's that. Speaking of his brother, he's also up for a contract this year. The thing with him is he doesn't want a lot of money. Even at 8 years, he wants less than 4. Now I can't necessarily give him what he's asking for because he is like, yeah, see how it's down there. I'd probably have to go up to like 4.5 maybe. Uh, More like 4.75 probably. Yeah. I mean, this is still great value for him. I don't know if he's going to be playing in the top 6 going forward. I mean, straight up value wise, that seems like a contract that we can fill out. It's hard because you'd want to sign him right now while he's cheap, but you also have to know that you got to keep enough money to sign these guys. Ethan Belchet. So long term, he's looking for 9 million, and he could definitely be worth that much in the future. But for one, I don't know if he is yet. He did have a great playoff series and a solid rookie year. And again, though, we just don't have the money to pay out 8-year extensions for every single person. So with him, I'm thinking he does go up a bit. I'm thinking like a bridge deal for him, maybe like a 2-year, like 6.2. I might even be able to get him for like 6. Yeah, like 2 years, maybe a little under 6, like 5.85, 5.9 is about where I can offer him. Um, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. It would kind of just put off his contract for a while, and then he might ask like north of 9 million when his contract is up, which would suck. But I mean, I just straight up, I don't have the money. And like I said, if we're gonna sign Ryan Leonard for a year, now Ryan Leonard, the thing about him is he's a UFA. So if we don't sign him, he walks. Um, that's why I think we should at least sign him for a year. Although the no movement clause, if we do want to trade him at the end of the year, I didn't think about that. I like the draft. That might fuck that up. So we might have to give him a little bit more than we anticipated because let's say we go down to, I don't remember where we were at, 7 mil. Like, let's just plus the clause. I think it was like 7.5. Well, around here. But if I take away the clause, it doesn't go down too much. Okay, so that's not a huge deal. It's just a few 100,000, which I think that's not going to bother us too much. But yeah, it's really tough because we're not gonna be able to sign everybody, obviously, and not everyone's gonna want to, they're not gonna be able to play. Like a guy like Joe Gillen's not gonna be able to play third line the rest of his career. Right now, we have a 91 on the third line, just straight up because we don't have room for everybody. So there's an issue with that there. I think this season is a big season for these guys to just prove who's going to stay on the team. I think that's kind of the big thing here. Iceman and Shudin have pretty much already proved what they are. They're like our franchise corner pieces. Like those two and Hughes are like who we're building this franchise around. Hughes right now, he's 30 years old. He's in the prime of his career. So we want to build around him while we can. Shooting up to 96 already, 23 franchise player. We want to build around him. Cole Eiserman had 70 goals last year, 80 the year before. He's our franchise goal scorer. Want to build around him. So that's our focus, is building around those three. And I'm going to do my best to try to keep as many players as I can and build the best teams I can. But it's going to come with tough decisions and might come with some mistakes along the way. We might not choose the right guys. We might not sign the right guys. But that's the hard part of this job is you don't know who exactly is going to do what for their career. You can see results on the ice, but anything can happen. I mean, real life, there's injuries and all that. For us, thankfully, we have that off. But just strictly production-wise, guys could fall off. Guys could have, surprise seasons, which could screw us up that way too. So, I mean, we just got to play it how it goes. We just got to see how the season goes, really. And then the off-season really is where it really is the big decision. So, I mean, throughout the whole year, we're going to be watching asking prices, watching production, all that. So there is that part of it. But I think the first thing we need to do is spend a couple days and see what those two say to their extensions. I believe this is our coach. Start the season's here. Let's establish our goal for the season. Let's say just season goal, as we always do. This team is good enough to compete for a cup. I agree. That's pretty much where we're at right now. It's just cup or bust territory. Our team might look a lot different next season. I don't know how it's going to look. So this might be the best team on paper that we ever get. So we need to take advantage of it. So hopefully these two do say yes. Iceman happily accepts. 8 years at 11 million is a perfect offer. Now, Sven Shudin, I accept your offer. There we go. So we have two of our guys, 2 out of the 3 franchise guys extended. Now, if we take a look at this, Our top player to start off, Quinn Hughes, 96 overall defenseman. He has 6 years left at 14 million. So we have him signed for 6 years. Sven Shudin, basically 9 because he's this season and plus 8 at 12 and a half for this season and then up 2 million the next 8. Again, all these guys have no clauses. So if we ever need to move them for a rebuild, we have that flexibility. That's a big reason why I didn't want to give them any clauses. And same thing, Cole Eiserman. He does get a big pay increase going from 5 million to 11, but he's definitely deserved it. So let's take a look to see what the tag is right now. So let's just go to Leonard, for example. So we have $20 million. They always give you a little bit of a cushion there at the end, too. We have $20 million to sign T.J. Ginla, Ryan Leonard, Ethan Belchitz, Joe Ginla, Gavin McKenna, among others. So, like I said, no chance in hell. Like, we have 5 big players here. They'd all have to ask for $4 million for us to afford them, which is not even... I mean, Ginla was asking for like 12 in the offseason, so it's not going to happen. We just got to see what happens throughout the year. I mean, you can argue some of these guys, like, okay, and you can see Leonard already changed his price. We could have signed him for 1 year, $7 million, but now he's asking for 10. So that's another thing we got to watch. Same thing, Belchis, did he change prices at all? These guys probably all went up. I think he's about the same, okay. How about McKenna? Already any changes for him? He's about the same, but yeah, like I said, we can't afford him right now. Joe again, I guess, just to take a look. He's still pretty cheap, so it's so tough because that is such an enticing offer or a contract to offer him right now, and we could trade him at any time. It would just be, and again, it'd be hard to justify trading him if he's making that much money, on a budget. So if we do 3 million for him and let's say 6, that'd give us about 11 or 12 million, and then I don't think we can sign both of these dudes with 12 million. So, I really want to sign Joe Gillen to that contract, and under different circumstances, I would offer him that immediately. Same thing with Belchets. I mean, maybe not long. His long-term offer is probably a lot. 9 million, yeah, it's a bit much right now. But I mean, I can even justify like a 4-year contract at like 6.5 or something. But I mean, would he even go for that? Let me see. I don't think he's going to get up there for 6.5. But yeah, we'd have to get more towards his asking price. We'd be looking at more like 7 million. So yeah, it's really tough. Like I said, this offseason is the offseason for our franchise. We kind of set ourselves up that way. We kind of just said, we don't know who we're going to want to sign, so we'll make sure the contract's in at the same year so we can make that decision. But that year's come, and it's going to be tough. So anyway, enough yapping about that. I think we can get to the regular season. I mean, that's what we're all here for, and basically see what kind of team we are this year. Hopefully, we are at the very least a playoff team, because if we don't even make the playoffs with this roster, that's a big issue. Yeah, so there might be some trades by the midpoint of the season if that is the case. So if we take a look, players on waivers, yep. Here we go, okay. And if we take a look at our draft capital for this year, now at this point, because, well, we're way past all the real people, we're at generated guys. So we still do have Edmonton's first for this year. Of course, they did make the playoffs last year, so not expecting too much for them. We did get Calgary's lottery pick out of one of those trades. So Caden Wallace, of course, that guy we just drafted was that. And we have our own first and third and a 7th from the Wild for this year. So that's all we have. I mean, still 2 firsts, a third is good enough for me. And then we have everything but a 3rd for next year, and then after that we have all of our picks. So again, it's good that we have good draft capital overall. We can use this in a trade. If we're not good, then we'll keep it, obviously. So, but I hope that's not the case, because I mean, you can just see the talent on this roster. So, yeah, I'll be watching a few things. I'll mainly be watching for this year. We'll see how McKenna does on that second line. If he's not getting it done, then I will have no choice to move him down. The good thing about that is he's still listed as a third liner, so it's not like we would completely stunt him. I just want to give a friend. I mean, we took this dude second overall a few years ago. I think it's time that he gets consistent top 6 minutes, and unfortunately, that just means Ginla has to, TJ Ginla, that is, has to take a back seat. But like I said, he's probably the guy that we don't sign out of those guys. If there's only one, I would say it's probably him, maybe even his brother. But let's get up to the season opener. It is also our home opener here against the Nashville Predators, so a bit of an interconference matchup. We actually have 2 home games against Western Conference teams, that being the LA Kings as well. So let's get into it. Game 1 of the 2030-2031 season against the Nashville Predators. First period, 1-1. All right, there you go, TJ Ginla. He's motivated by being in that third line. He gets the first goal of the year, followed by Alex Carrier for the Nashville Predators. Shots pretty even as we go into the second. Whoa, okay, yeah. Nashville 3-1. 2 power play goals for Chibrikov and Joachim Kamel. We'll see if we can come back in the third. Yeah, another guy I should have mentioned that I'm watching this year is Gabriel Daig. He's coming up next year, or after next year, so, and he didn't have the greatest of years last year. So playoffs, he definitely stepped it up a little bit until, some of the big games he crumbled in. But yeah, big guy to watch. So we start off the period, Hughes got a goal, but then Evangelista on the power play gets them that 2-goal lead back, and Molendijk pretty much ends it. So not a good start to the season for Daig, and not a good start to the season for us in general as we lose 5-2 against Nashville. That's okay. I mean, slow start to the year maybe. I mean, one game. I can't even say that. So this month is real short, so we'll get up to the next month here as we go against Chicago. So yeah, hopefully that isn't a sign of things to come because this team is too good to be losing like that as we lose 3-0. Okay, of course. We'll take a look at the draft class here in a few weeks when we get more into the season. There we go, bounce back win against Boston. So yeah, we kind of won't be able to tell where we're at until a couple months into the year. That's kind of why I'm simming up to that point. As we're picking up some points here, though, so that's good. As, of course, I open my mouth and we lose 5-0. But yeah, don't really have too much to talk about right now. NHL, there's not too much happening. Too many big stories. I know Ottawa's been playing pretty good this year for, I mean, all those losing seasons they've had. That Eastern Conference wild card is really rough. I mean, there is a lot of like mid-table teams that are competing for that right now. The Red Wings are red hot though. They've won went on a 9-game win streak I think, and they just lost to the Sharks tonight. But yeah, I guess Lalonde I wasn't very sold on, and I guess he was a big problem because they get rid of him and they start winning. So yeah, good for them as well. But as we are up here at December 2nd, we're 12-7-1, so that's not bad. We are currently third in the Metro. Not as dominant as we've been used to seeing from this team, but we'll take a look at the lines here. Maybe we can figure out any issues that we need to sort out here. So I think it's at the top. Yep, Stats Central. Let's see what's going on here. So Quinn Hughes leading the league, or leading the team in points, 22 and 20. Wow, we are not okay. So, McKenna is playing good on that second line. Our first line, Cole Eisman has 3 goals after getting that huge extension. Shooting has 12 points, and then where is Ryan Leonard's actually been him and Shooting have been the 2 best players. He's got 8 goals. Niemanen has 10 on the year, so that's good. He's leading our forwards. Yeah, maybe I have to just put TJ Ginla back on that first line because we decided we do not know how to score now. The second line's been doing pretty good. I mean, McKenna, 15 points. He's been amazing. So we got Belchetz, and who's the other guy on that line? That would be Neiman, and yeah, he's at the top. So, second line doing pretty good. Third line, not bad. A couple of them are in the negatives, but points-wise, they're not doing too bad. Again, Joe, you might want a little bit more from, but fourth line's been good. Caden Wallace has got 3 goals so far. And then defensively, 22 points for Hughes. He's been incredible. Hudson, 9 and 20. Okay, I mean, -5 is a bit concerning, but yeah, maybe not as much production as we've seen from him. Don't know if that top line not scoring has anything to do with that, but we will get into that in a second. And then goaltenders. Limbaum was amazing in his only start this year, and Daig has been solid so far. So at least on that front, it's been good. But I think we need to make some changes to that first line because that is not going to work. And especially getting paid all that money, you guys got to play better than that. So I think Neiman has honestly earned the ice time. I'm going to put Shudin back at center because I think maybe that's affecting it at all. And then we're going to go Leonard, McKenna, and Belchetz, which gets a +5. We're going to put Belchetz on the right side. He's got that 1T. And we'll keep McKenna left wing. He's not the best face-off guy. And Leonard is great on face-offs. So that'll help that at least. So maybe that'll help. We'll keep TJ Ginla down on that third line just for now. But if we need to make more changes, he can definitely move up. Defensively, I'm just going to switch these 2 places. Sometimes that works, so we're just going to try that out. Hudson on his one-timer side, maybe that'll help him open up some more ice. And then, like I said, goalies have been good, so Don't know maybe if the power play needs a change. Um, I mean, I've pretty much had a similar power play before, though, so we'll just change the 5-on-5 lines there, see if that helps. What is our power play ranked? Oh, wow, we are dead last power play. Okay, we're definitely going to make a change then. So, I kind of, like, I'm going to keep Shooting and Niceman on that top line. Maybe bump down. I mean, Iginla hasn't been great, so maybe I don't really want to change for those guys, but we'll move him up here so I can change him. Nieman's been really good, so we're going to move him. He can even take face-offs. I mean, he's got 77, so that's not bad. How about Shooting, actually? What does he got? 79, so we'll put him at center. And then I don't know who I want down at the point. Who else is down here? We could move up McKenna. I mean, he has been good. Belchet's. What do we have on this line? So we have a sniper, a playmaker, a power forward. So we have everything. Maybe I do just keep Iginla down there. Yeah, maybe we'll keep Iginla down there for now. And we'll move Leonard to the second pair. He can take the face-offs at 87 face-offs, so that'll help him at least. All right. We'll try that out, see what that does. Kind of just swapping guys around a little bit. Maybe moving Shooting back to that right side ruined a lot of stuff. You know, Shooting and Iceman right next to each other was working pretty well. So let's go ahead and put that back. Let's another month or two and see if that helps. And then we kind of take a look around the league as well. So let's go a month, just see how that works. And then check back in, and a 7-2 loss to start. Not good, but there we go, 8-0. I guess we can take a peek at the draft class really quick. Again, none of these guys are going to be real at this point. But in case we fall off or Edmonton has a bad year, looks like a pretty normal draft class. Maybe there's a franchise guy up here, but you got elites up in the top 5, and then it drops off from there a little bit. Any steals that we know as of now? Shots in the dark, any low elites? 3 bars, so maybe. Like I said, I'm not too worried about the draft at this point. So hopefully we can pick it up here in the month of December, as we're picking up a few wins here. I kind of wish we had more losses that were in overtime or the shootout. There we go, shootout loss. I mean, I don't want a loss, but if we're going to lose, let's get a point. Yikes. So 3 losses in a row for us. There we go, bounce back against Toronto. And another victory against Toronto. We just beat them up. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, though, NHL hasn't been the craziest regular season so far. I don't think there's been too many surprise teams. I mean, off the top of my head, at least. The Sharks, at least, even though they're still dog shit, they're fun to watch with a lot of their young guys. I mean, like, the West is pretty much literally every team that you would expect to be good. I mean, maybe the Canes, you didn't expect them to be good this year specifically, but they still find a way to get it done. Um, yeah, off the top of my head, I guess our team, the Washington Capitals, they've been a big surprise this year. I think a lot of people had them kind of lower in the standings, but they've been one of the best teams in the league. Connor McMichael's had a big breakout year. I think we've mentioned that before. Ovi is back to scoring at his like prime pace, which I don't know if he'll sustain. I still don't think he's going to get the record this year. I think that injury really derailed him too, not in terms of production, but just his pace and games played. But I think he's got a great shot at it next year with the way he's going right now. So let's take a look at what our stats are looking like now that we have another month simulated. There we go. So Shooting and Cole Iceman both picked it up. I mean, the good thing is we can actually look at split stats. So let's go. I think I can view. Oh yeah, this month he had 11 goals in 14 games, 17 points. Yeah. So I think Shooting is our mainstay first line center because those two. Left wing and center just produce. And then Niemann on that first line, he's still been doing good. Just riding shotgun to those two even. But, I mean, he's held his own. He's got the most goals on the team still. So there is that. McKenna, 22 assists, 25 points. He's dropped off production a little bit, but he is our best forward besides the people on our first line. Leonard, 19 is a little low. Maybe he'll pick it up. Belchet's, though, is struggling a little bit. So I think I'm going to move him down for a little bit. Get him going. Could be an excuse to move up TJ Ginla to that top 6 for now. And then, skip defense backs, isn't it? Limbaum's been a great backup so far, 9-2-3 in 4 games. And Diggs held his own so far as a starter, so that's good to see. And then defensively, we knew Quinn Hughes was still leading our team with 34 points. Hudson has picked it up as well, 21 and 34. And yeah, look at these two, plus 23, plus 21. Second pair still in the negatives, but I think they've picked it up a little bit. That third pair has been amazing as well, plus 14 and plus 11. So as long as that second pair can continue to pick it up, we should be good. And then I am going to move Belchitz down just for a little bit. Hopefully it'll motivate him to start producing a little bit more as well. And like I said, we can move up Aginla with that as well. So I'll move Belchitz down, and then we can put McMichael back at center. So I think we're going to roll with those lines for right now. I like that. And then, I want to see if we can go to just the main screen to see this. How's our power play been? We're still 30th. 12%. We were at like 4. So we're kind of digging ourselves back up. Goals for per game and goals against, we're actually very down there still. So, yeah, our specialty teams and underlying numbers aren't great. I'm going to trust that the team stays hot, though, at least production-wise. I'm going to just stick with those special teams lines, and we're just going to make that one change. Again, we only simulated a month since the last time we checked in, so I'm just going to hope for more improvement. Let's just get all the way up to the deadline. I'm that confident that we can continue to pick it up here. And we'll see, of course, every time we start off with a loss. But yeah, I'm still confident that by the deadline we'll be one of, still a top 3 team in our division. Wow, we're allowing a lot of goals right now. Okay, 1-0 overtime loss. Like, come on, guys, we can we can score more than that. But yeah, come on. 24, 14, and 4. It's still a solid record right now. So just got to believe in the team, really. We struggled a bit more this year than we have in the past, but that is okay. I mean, it's a lot better than when we were absolutely dog shit. So I am a bit concerned, though. We're not as dominant as I mentioned. Yeah, we're losing a lot of games. What is that? 5 in a row now. We do pick up a couple of points there, but there we go. Okay, another win. Okay, a couple wins. Let's have a big week here. Coming out of the All-Star break, we need to have, like, I only want to see, like, 3 losses in this group. I want to, okay, there's one already. If we did get a point at least, okay, there's a couple wins. There we go. I only want to see 2 more losses in these next few weeks. All right, then there's one. You better win a lot of these games. You better win. What is that? 4 out of the 5. There's a win. All right, win these 3 then. Win these 3. Come on, against Ottawa, and we win. Okay, Colorado, and Calgary. Let's win both of these. We do win. Bruins fire their coach. Calgary, come on, get that win. Get that win. Keep that momentum. There we go. Okay, so a bare minimum, but we did reach that goal. And then as soon as we get out of it, we lose to Florida. But that's all right. 34, 19, and 8. Can't complain too much. Let's go ahead and slow sim this game against Minnesota to get right up to the trade deadline. So, first period. All right, they went in 2-1. Kaprizov and Ogren for them. McKenna for us. Second period. 4-1. Not a good outing for Daig. Kaprizov and Tolvanen again. Third period. Yeah. He looked like he struggled a bit. At least our goaltending in general struggled a bit in that sim. So, 34, 20, and 8 at the deadline. We are third in our division, only 2 points behind the Hurricanes and 5 points behind the Devils. We are 10 points ahead of the Islanders, so at least that is good, and we would be second in the other division. So we're looking like we have a great shot at the playoffs, of course. But yeah, goals against went up to 4th, and goals for went up to 15th. Our power play still struggles, so we still got to make some changes. Penalty kill's been good, though, so that is good to see. Daig's still at a 9-10, so maybe Lindbaum fell off there. So we'll take a look. Shooting at 64 points in 62 games. Okay, that's solid. Let's see here. Forwards. Neiman in 52. Iceman 51. 30 goals. It is a bit of a drop-off that we were used to seeing. But it looks like Neiman is scoring more than Iginla would on that top line, so that could be a factor in it. And again, he doesn't need to score 70, 80 goals every year. I'm cool with like 40, 50, like I said, as long as we're winning games. And he's definitely on pace for 40. He might be able to hit 50 if he can get hot. Well, he'd have to average a goal per game. But I wouldn't put it past him. He had over a goal per game 2 years ago. But I'm cool with like 40, 45 goals if that's what he's going to get this year. I do hope, though, he can get some more points, though, at the very least. His assists are up a little bit, though. At least his pace is. So that is good. McKenna's been playing pretty solid on that second line. Again, they'll probably be around the 50-point mark. Ginla, man, Ryan Leonard struggled a bit this year. 32 points in 62 games. Yeah, that's a bit of a drop-off that we're used to seeing. And in a contract year, that's not a good look. McMichael, 30 on that third line. Pinto. Wallace is up to 13 goals, 21 points on that fourth line. Okay. He's looking pretty good so far in his rookie campaign. Belchet's only 21, so he's definitely struggled this year. Another guy in a contract year. The good things about these is that might decrease their price. And speaking of that, I am going to check out on that when we get past these statistics. So, Quinn Hughes, 53 points. Solid year for him. Plus 19, him and Matejchuk. Yeah, look at that. Plus 7 and plus 10 for Bergfist and Hudson. Hudson, he looks like he slowed down again a little bit. But that is okay. I mean, you can't expect 60 points from a second pair defenseman every year. 12 points in December, 8 in January. So he's still been all right. So I can't complain about that. Like I said, he looks like he's gonna get at least 40 points. If he can get up to like 45, that'd be really good. Uh, Honestly, shout out to Denton Matejchuk. He's just been a steady defenseman for us. Plus 18. He's been the perfect pairing with Quinn Hughes. Hughes gets all the points, but Matejchuk seems to be the one that is more responsible, stays back. Does he block a lot of shots? Let's see. Yeah, he second on the team in blocks, at least for defensemen. I assume they're probably first and second. Bergfist, though, with 90 blocks, probably helps that he is our him and Matejchuk are number one on that penalty kill. But yeah, he's definitely a defensive defenseman. Even though he's listed as two-way, he's definitely more defensive. And then Rudolph and Adranov, plus 17, plus 19, a beautiful third pairing. And then in that, no, their save percentages are still there. Maybe we're just giving up a lot of shots. Um, so there's that. So yeah, we're at the deadline. I definitely need to make some changes on that power play. Because 30th in the league is not good. So let's see what we can do here. Maybe dropping a guy like a Ginla, even though he's been pretty solid. Let's move up. I could try Hudson. You know what? We haven't tried both of our top defensemen up here. We're going to give that a shot. So we're going to give Hudson and Hughes. Right there. What's like his offensive awareness? 94. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, and then we'll try all 5 forwards on that second pair. We'll put Aginla up because he's got Crease Crasher up on the wing and Belches at the point. And again, I mean, it would be cool to have the Aginlas on the point, but I think it makes more sense for him to be closer to the net with, what is this called? Close quarters, that's what it's called. And then, I mean, we could move up McKenna, though, instead of, you know what, I think I want to do that instead. So we'll skip out on the double defenseman for right now. But it does allow us to do this at least. So I'm going to go something like that. There we go. Aginla, he's only got 1 power play point, Joe Aginla. So you know what? Let me just make sure. I mean, you could argue McMichael. I kind of want to give some power play time to the rookie, though, Caden Wallace. He's been playing really good so far. So we'll slot him in on that second pair of power play. He can just play the left wing for right now, since Aginla's got 1T and all that. So we'll give him some power play time. They'll give him a shot. And then 4 and 4. I mean, Leonard's been pretty disappointing, so we're going to... Oops. Oh, wait, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And then we're going to move up. We'll just move up Tej. That's fine. And then I'll just get Leonard to take the draws here since he's got 87 face-offs. And we'll do something like that. There we go. I like that. All right. So hopefully those power play lines can adjust. Maybe even someone at the deadline we can pick up here to play on that second pair power play instead of Caden Wallace because, well, I mean, we are here at the deadline right now. So let's go ahead and jump into that, really. I mean, we're really just trying to get the season done so we can do the playoffs and get to that offseason as soon as possible. Oh, you know what? I should have checked our contracts before I did this, but that's all right. I mean, we're only looking for guys on expiring deals anyway, so it shouldn't be a big issue. And let's see who is available for the trade deadline this year. Top guy, Brent Clark, 1 year at $12 million. Could really boost our offense on defense. Same thing with Olin Zellweger. He is a lot cheaper as well, so there is that. A lot of defensemen. We got Matty Beniers, 1 year at $7 million. Two-way guy, could be like a third liner for us. Robert Thomas is here as well. His value is a bit lower too as well, and he's over point per game right now. He could be a good guy to pick up. Jimmy Snuggerud as well. He's also way over point per game. So the Blues really selling out. Connor Geeky, power forward. There's a lot of guys on expiring deals here, so that's good to see. Kent Johnson as well. Okay, there is Cole Caulfield, as we were thinking about acquiring this year. Well, I guess the past offseason. Zeev Buim, Also there, bit of a cheaper option for the defenseman. I'm really fine with their defensive core, though. I wouldn't mind picking up another forward, although I don't know who I'd want to scratch. It would have to be one of Joseph or Pinto. But, I don't know. So let me see. The Ducks didn't trade Zellweger yet. Okay. There is Jordan Kyrou, Joachim Kamel. All right, definitely a lot of options here. Yeah, the Blues selling everybody. There's Buchnevich is also there. Um, Oh, by the way, how was Edmonton doing? Just to see where that pick is at. Probably really very good, as I don't see anybody on their trade block regardless. But let's take a look here. So if we go to the Pacific, they're probably first, right? Second, yeah, they're really good. So that pick could be used as trade bait if we want to acquire one of these guys. You could even argue our own pick as well. As Braden Shiner gets traded to the Utah Hockey Club. Who do I want to go for, though? What would we want? Another playmaker, maybe? I mean, our offense has been lacking a little bit, so we probably do want somebody with some X factors who can help out that power play. And like I said, I don't really need a defenseman, so it's looking like one of these guys from the Blues, maybe a Kent Johnson. So let's see, where's value at? Kent is a bit cheaper than some of those guys, at least trade value. His contract's a bit more expensive than a guy like Snuggerud. Let me just take a look at Johnson's X factors and where he fits, and then we'll take a look at the guys from the Blues as well. So Johnson has a full set besides a zone ability. He fits on penalty killing lines. He can take face-offs. Good passer, obviously. Pretty heavy shot, not as accurate as you'd want, but I mean that's not what he's getting paid for. So then let's just go to the Blues, see what they're looking like. Other guys on the block here. Thomas does have a no trade clause, but it looks like we're one of the teams that he'd want to come to. Where can I view that? Or, well, I guess if it has that thing, then it should be able to. But yeah, he's got gold tape to tape. Again, with the penalty killing lines, he's a really good face-off taker, though. Robert Thomas might be the guy we want to target. Snuggerud as well. He's got a good set of abilities. Of course, he's got having a bit better of a season than Robert Thomas, but and he's a lot cheaper. So if we can't afford Thomas, how much cap space do we have? Oh, we can definitely afford Thomas. I wasn't like under the cap where it boosted some of these guys, right? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. So, our pick has a bit more value if we're going all in anyway. We'd want to trade our pick. Where does that put us? Yeah, it'd have to be probably both, which honestly I'm not opposed to. Honestly, the 2 first straight up would be a good trade, I think, for both teams. Then again, you look at our forward group and it's like, who do you scratch? So, although it would take a hit to our penalty kill, which has been really good this year, it's looking like one of Joseph or Shane Pinto. Joseph has 17 points plus 14. Man, he has just been really good for us. Where's Pinto at? He has plus 724 points, so he's got a few more points than Matty Joseph. 22 penalty minutes. Wrong guy. Yeah, they're having pretty similar years. Pinto is able to take face-offs as well. So that helps his case for the penalty kill. I mean, Thomas, what's like his defensive outlook look like? I mean, he's got 89 defensive awareness. He's a great face-off taker. He's got one of the abilities, quick draw, so he could still be a penalty killing guy. I mean, he fits on the line, it says, or at least the second line. Yeah, I think Thomas might be the guy to go for. So I'm just going to offer the 2 firsts straight up for Robert Thomas. I think that'd be a good trade for both teams. They get 2 firsts out of one of their star players, and we give up 2 later firsts for a big depth piece for us. So I guess I can try and safety net it. We'll put like a third on their side. We'll see what they say. So Robert Thomas and Ottawa's third for 2 firsts, and they say no. I'll try a fourth if they say no to that. I'll just do it straight up. Let's try a fourth here. Still no. How about the 2 firsts for Thomas straight up? Still no. Okay, so we do have to add a little bit. Anybody they want that we can give up? Like a mid-table prospect. Hey, I think it's a little bit too good. Zacharias is not going to develop. He is playing in the AHL right now. I don't know how good of a team they are. Let me just check, like, our goalies. Like, Famelka's probably the starter. And he is having a great year in the AHL, as you'd expect. 17-14. How about Lennox? 8-8. So they look to be a bit mid. So, yeah, I don't mind giving up Zacharias in this deal. Oh, actually, Bushiner we're not going to use, like, at all. I mean, he has a two-way, though, so... I mean, they both are. Gill, also, we're not using, so maybe he's the guy we give up in this deal. Let's try Gill with those two first. Still no. Okay. How about any, like, forwards that we can give up? How about, like, this Duchesne guy? Will that add anything? Still no. Okay, probably another pick then, because if I had another defenseman, they're going to say giving up two of the same thing or whatever. I'll just try a 7th to start. I probably shouldn't really nickel and dime with them in case he gets traded. So let's do like a 5th for next year. Still no. I think a 4th might do it, though. Let's see if that goes through. No, so we have to give up a 3rd. I guess for this year, they don't really want it, but still no. Fair enough. Okay. Does Zacharias have more value? Still no for that. Let's add the pick. Start out with the 4th since they want it anyway. Oh, come on with St. Louis. It's right there. Still no. Alright, take out Duchesne and we'll add the 4th. Still no. Okay. I don't want to give up a 2nd. I'll give you another 3rd in like 2033. You're really pushing it now, though, St. Louis. God, they really... I mean, you guys want to trade them. Why are you, like, holding me up so much? You're getting 2 firsts and 2 thirds. At this point, it might be worth it just to keep Joseph. I mean, he's been playing good. And just hope that, we find a way. Thomas is really good, though. A 2nd is just a lot. You know, if this pushes us over the edge for the Stanley Cup, I won't regret it. Taking out Zacharias, then. Alright, let's try it. Still no. They're really, draining me for value here, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Yeah, they are really pushing it. I'm gonna be a dick and offer a 5th first, just because, holy hell, they are... Alright, this is my last offer. This is way too much anyway, but it's gonna be 2 firsts and a 3rd for this year, a 2nd from next year, and Zacharias for Robert Thomas. My final offer to St. Louis. And they say no. Okay, well, then we're not gonna do that. Who was the other dude we were looking at a second ago? Kent Johnson, that's right. And I know Snuggerud was there. I think Johnson has a bit less value. I know he's not exactly the type of player we were looking for. He still does fit on the penalty kill there. So... But, I mean, if we only have to give up 2 firsts for him instead of adding a bunch of shit, then, yeah, that'd help. He'd be a perfect slot in that second line power play. Maybe he'll help Belchets get going. So I'll offer this to Columbus, see what they say. The 2 firsts for Kent Johnson. Let's see if that goes through. Nope. Okay. They want this Conrad guy for some reason. I guess we can try him to start. Okay, let's try Gill, since we're not using him. Still no. They might not require as much, though. Let's try a 5th. Okay, move it up to a 4th. Okay, move it up to a 3rd. Don't start doing this now, Columbus. Oh, man, these guys really want the max value that they can for their players. Whoops. What did I even... Oh. That first, and I'll try the fourth. I really don't want to give up much more than this. I'm not going to give up a second. Damn it. They're really, Alright, let's go back. There's Matty Beniers, who is a two-way forward that we're looking for defensive-minded players. Although he's even more valuable than Thomas. Clause protected. I can't even trade for him. Never mind. And apparently Thomas I can't trade for now either, so that's weird. I mean, Snuggerud's there, but again, it's like same value as basically same value as Thomas, and they're already pulling my leg for everything. So Connor Geeky is out there, power forward. I don't really need another one of those. Lindholm, we might get like a cheaper vet then. Lindholm's been good. Fuck you, St. Louis. I'm not even gonna trade with you. There's Ryan Green, who we originally signed. But it looks like Elias Lindholm might be a better option. So Lindholm is a cheaper option as well. Honestly, let's go for him. Let's go for Elias Lindholm. And he's clause protected. Never mind. Okay, fuck you then. Green is really cheap. Two-way forward. Doesn't have abilities, unfortunately. Ponomarev. There just isn't that like perfect guy that I can trade for. Shout out Hunter Haight, former Saginaw Spirit, Memorial Cup champion. My heart wants to go for him, but I mean, we might as well go for Green at that point. He's an overall better. Oh. Kuznetsov. PLD we can bring back. Of course, it like sent me to the beginning again. At this point, it's like, is it even worth trading for one of these guys? We might as well just hang on to the picks, because we might need them. We might need them. So, honestly, I don't... Ooh, Jake Gensel's right here. He's pretty cheap. At least his trade value. Sniper. He doesn't have any abilities, though. Claws protected. Never mind. Anybody, like, a big vet who's still hanging on? Again, Shop of Olive, former Spirit. Shout out. I mean, there's nobody, like, crazy down here, I don't think. Unless there's somebody who's, like, 40 years old. Of course, another trade. Reset this again. Yeah, I just don't see anybody. Might have passed somebody when I was, going quickly there. Honestly, we might just stick with the team. We'll just give Kane Wallace a chance on that power play. And just hope that we continue to have a decent record and maybe play a bit better here in the second half of the year. So, I'm not even going to make any changes. I think we're good. Or at least there isn't the perfect trade out there. So, one thing I do want to do, though, before we start, Jesper Boqvist, who's been playing really well for Florida recently, on waivers, hasn't been bad, but I just don't have a spot for him. So, we're going to say no. Let's take a look at our current contract status. Ginla does want an extension. We couldn't sign him right away because we signed him at the beginning of the year. And he's only asking for 8.5 for 2 years. Although we'd have to up it. I don't even know why he's asking for that much if we're going to... So yeah, it's more like 10 mil. Ryan Leonard, you have not been playing well this year, but your contract that you're asking for is not bad. I'll give you that. I'm a bit worried that McKenna is going to ask for a lot of money now that he's... Ooh, he's doing 87 as well, which is good for him. Whoa, okay, he developed some abilities as well, and he's a legit second liner, so... Yeah, that is good thing. Oh, look at that contract. I think I'd be dumb not to offer him. Now, I would love to sign him for 8, but that would be such a better contract for him specifically. But we'd have to pay him like 8 mil because look, I'm not even at 8.5 and he's already dipping. But the 6 years at like, let's see how low we can get him. I feel like I have to extend him right now. Remember he was asking for like $20 million? Yeah, I wasn't giving you that shit anyway, but I don't want to piss him off. Yeah, I'm not going to nickel and dime him. 6.5 for 6, I think, is more than fair for both sides. No clause again. Gives it that flexibility for a franchise player who's been playing really good this year, at least, solid for his role. Um, I think we'd have no choice. I think we have no choice. I'm going to offer him that right now. Yep, I'm doing it. Um, Joe Aginla. I know he's been struggling this year. I mean, it's not been bad. Goal scoring hasn't been there at least. Is he still really cheap? Yeah, he's really cheap still. 8 years. Oh, he's up to 5 mil now. North almost at 6. So let's go on a 3-year deal. I'm actually liking that. I'm liking that for him. What's Belchet's asking for? He's had a bit of a down year. 1 year at 4. 2 years at. Okay. And then Belchet's, we can do a bridge deal for very cheap. I'm honestly cool with just giving him 3.9. We can do 3.8, 5. But I mean, the $50,000 is not gonna make or break us. So I like the bridge deal for Belchet's to kind of prove it to us that he can bounce back. And just because he hasn't played as well this year, I like that. I'm gonna offer that right now, and I'm gonna offer Aginla right now. Again, these are all movable contracts if we need to. I'll do 2.5 for 3 years for Aginla. So if we need to move one of these guys out to make space, if we end up wanting to sign one of these two, but I think those contracts are very fair. And again, or Leonard, are we able to afford this right now? I know he's played like shit, but pure value wise, I mean, this would be the. We can sign him now while he's playing down and hope he bounce. I mean, that's like kind of a risky contract. That one is definitely risky, but the payoff could be huge. So we offered him 6.5, 2.5, so that is 9. Plus like 4 is like 13. Oh, I think we might be able to. I don't want to risk it, and like I might wait until those guys sign and hope that he's still at this asking price. Oh, we might be able to get him for like. Yeah, we can get him at like 6.75. Yeah, it's gonna be 6.75 is what we're gonna get him at. That's a risky one. I feel like I have to do that though. And then we have RFA ability with Tej. And the thing about Leonard, he also doesn't have a clause on here. So if we decide to move him, or we decide we want to move him, we have the ability to. So I'm gonna assume that we have enough cap. They usually give you a cushion, like I said. I'm gonna offer him that right now. So we might have just done the main course of our off season right here. Let's sim a few days. We also got to watch to see how the team performs. We're still looking to improve our record a little bit. I mean, we're playing good. All right, Belchet's accepts. Again, Joe Aginla accepts. McKenna accepts. That is huge. Now, do we have enough for Leonard? He accepts. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. I think we played that beautifully. I think we played that absolutely beautifully. And let's see how much more money do we have? Not a lot, but where are we at? Oh, we still have damn near 5 mil. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, with that, we're definitely not going to be able to sign Aginla, like right now. But, I mean, if we're not able to sign him, there is a very small chance we could get him on like a 1 year 4 mil for next year. So we can basically try this one more time. But, I mean, if he gets offer sheeted, I'm taking it. He's going to. The only thing is he's only asked for 8 right now. What's that compensation? It's probably just a first and. So if he's 8.5 under 8.53, it's first and third. If it's over 8.53, it's first, second, and third. But either way, we could trade him if we want to get more value. But there is that. I think though we played that amazing. So we have. I really really like the McKenna one because we have him at 6.5 for 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 6 years. Yeah, that's beautiful. So we have him until 2036, 37, and he's like making middle six money, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. And he already got some growth this year. He's gained 2 abilities, 1 overall point, if he can get up to like 50, 55 points this year, I mean, should reach 50 for sure. If he can get up to like 55, even maybe, sniffing 60, that would be beautiful. So I'm actually very glad we did that. We are running out of time for right now, so we will finish off the regular season sim in the next video, and then look ahead to the playoffs. So uh, next one might be a bit shorter, but that's okay. And then in the video after the next one, so it'd be like episode what 25, is the gonna be the playoff run. So there is that. I'm gonna leave that here for now. Hopefully, we can continue to be a good team for the rest of the regular season, squeak in the playoffs, and then have our run this year. Because, um, like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to keep Iginla. So on paper, this could be the best team we have. And the time to win is right now. I'm very glad we were able to get those contracts situated for the most part, though. That is very nice. But yeah, appreciate you guys checking out this video. Be sure to look out for the next one for the season wrap up, and then especially the one after that for the playoffs. But like I said, appreciate you guys watching this one, and as always, you guys take care.